Chapter 6, Season 3, and it is officially Chapter 6, Season 3 since Star Wars is the Galactic Battle Pass, but anyways, the next Battle Pass is coming out on June 8th, and it is pretty much all but confirmed to be superhero themed. We don't know too much about it yet, which is why I wanted to make this video. I love speculating on things coming to Fortnite, and it's just fun to talk about new ideas for this game. With that being said, everything I'm going to be talking about in this is not confirmed. I do not have any insider information, unfortunately, but regardless, let's get into it. So obviously this hasn't happened yet, but I'm pretty sure the Death Star is going to blow up the map, or at least a good chunk of it. We do know we are having a end of season event. There is currently a countdown timer in the lobby, and also the current battle pass ends at 2 p.m. EST on June 7th, which is pretty early in the day. Normally it's like 11 p.m. And as a side note, that could mean that we have at least 12 hours of downtime, if not more, so be prepared for that. Anyways, the Death Star has been built up and creeping closer literally since Chapter 6 Season 2 and all of this season. And what do Death Stars do? They do that. That very, very brutally. And also, a planet-destroying event is quite the call to action for superheroes. As far as the new map goes, if they are bringing in tie-ins, which you know they are, it's Fortnite, Metropolis area from Superman, and maybe something from Fantastic Four, probably the Baxter Building if anything, maybe we could fly their ship, I don't know. Regardless, I think if we do get an entirely new map, there's going to be a very large city area, possibly the largest city we've gotten in the game. I also hope we get some superhero hideouts like the Batcave or the Watchtower. Not necessarily those places specifically, but something similar to those. We know we will be getting at least one new POI in the form of the Superhero Academy. If we don't get a whole new map, I think the Academy is going to be where Fletcher Kane's mansion is currently, also known as Lone Wolf Lair. It just makes sense to me location-wise, and also with Fletcher Kane not really being super integral to the story anymore. But if we do get a new map, I really want to see some mundane areas around the map, like neighborhoods and shopping plazas, large parks, and serene beaches, because where there is peace in a hero's world, there is bound to be chaos. And that brings me to my next section, mini catastrophes. I want gameplay events happening throughout the map, each game that change every game, and I know that sounds a little ambitious, but hear me out. Last season, we got to rob banks, right? So this season, we get to stop the robbers. Maybe you're looting around the city when all of a sudden you hear sirens going off, there's red lights, and a minibus running into the bank. You know if you stop them in time, not only will you get a reward, your superhero credit will go up, earning you more respect and possibly other perks around the map. Think something similar to this season's Light Side Dark Side mechanic and the Outlaw keycards from last season for the Black Market. Other mini-map events could be like tornadoes passing through, aliens attacking, maybe even tsunamis, or other everyday disasters that you'd find in superhero worlds. I think something like that would be really fun and bring a great change of the pace to the game. You never know exactly what you're gonna get in the game, and I think it would just make the world feel so alive and fun. Another gameplay mechanic I think that would be really fun would be bringing back augments, but making them superhero flavored. So originally augments were actually a pretty good variation of combat and mobility and looting mechanics. There's a pretty good chance that throughout the game you'd be able to choose from each of these categories if desired, but with it being superhero themed, I want to focus on the mobility / game changing mechanics, like how previously we had the Water Rifter, which allowed you to get rifted into the air when jumping out of water, or Jump Time, which gave you super sprint every 20 seconds. Things like that would more affect the character and not the weapons so much. I almost want it to be build your own superhero and having their own powers in a sense. I do fully expect that we'll be getting superhero themed mythics that kind of mimic superhero abilities, like maybe short flight and possibly even laser eyes. I think that'd be so fun. Most likely, whatever corresponds with the skins in the Battle Pass. Speaking of the Battle Pass, a lot of people in the Fortnite community have been circulating these survey skins as likely being the next Battle Pass skins. My favorite are the super ripped girl, the half blue and pink girl. Hey look, it's this one's Fortnite crew skin. And the Goo Girl, also, this guy, he looks so cool and angsty, and I love it. And I like the idea of them having alter egos, like I've seen some other people pointing out. Like, we have this skin that looks pretty similar to this girl down here, and maybe this girl to this girl. See the star details on her shoes. The other girl, I also pointed out, also has like star details on her shoes and belt, which is kind of a overlying theme to these supers, is like the stars. I do also have two things I want to say about these survey skins though. First of all, there was a ton of skins here. There's like 17 to be exact. And there's just no way we're getting all of those skins in the battle pass, so I assume maybe we'll be getting some of these skins in the shop, and the battle pass ones will be the ones with the alter ego styles, and the rest in the shop will just be their like super styles. Secondly, there's a few different logos happening here, so I'm really excited to see which one they end up going with, or if it's going to be like factions or something totally different. You can see that this one has a star in the crest as the logo, and then the other one is kind of just a larger star. And then we do have this guy that has no logo going on, but he definitely has powers, so we'll have to see what his deal is. The other thing worth noting about this battle pass is that it's probably going to have DC's Robin in it, which is most likely not the only DC thing we're getting. There's supposed to be a Superman Mythic next season, which leads me to believe we'll probably be getting a new Superman skin and possibly even Crypto, the Superdog, to not only tie into the new James Gunn movie, but also into Fortnite's Companions, which is their new cosmetic type that will be introduced next season. And as far as Robin being in the Battle Pass, we don't know which Robin it will be, if it's Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, Damian, or some kind of amalgamation of like all of the Robins with like just a ton of edit styles, I guess. But my money is kind of on Dick Grayson since he's the original Robin, and that way we can still get at least Nightwing as an edit style. Plus also Robin is the one affiliated with the Teen Titans, which we already have 3 of 5 skins for that group. Cyborg. As far as other DC things go, I would still really love to see the Bombshells come to Fortnite. I think they'd be amazing summer skins, specifically Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Batgirl, and Supergirl. Honestly, all of their designs are stunning, and I would like simply just die if they came to Fortnite. They are my favorites. Also, Harley Quinn animated series, I want King Shark. That's all. I want King Shark in the game. Thank you. Otherwise, I do really hope if we get a Robin skin, we can finish out the Teen Titans with Cyborg. It'd be kind of wild if they didn't give us Cyborg. Just saying. In a totally different direction, if they wanted to do a Creature Commando collab, that would go so hard. And if you think that's too extreme, we already have Invincible in the game and Rick and Morty, so it's fine. Speaking of Invincible, we could easily get a wave 3 of those skins, most likely featuring Rexplode and maybe Monster Girl. Honestly, I'm not totally sure who else would be included, but I know a lot of people want Rexplode, so I kind of hope we get that. My kind of whole point is that I really want Fortnite to not focus on Marvel for this season. I think there's a lot of other places that we can look for to get supers without it being Marvel, such as DC, Invincible, Umbrella Academy, The Boys even, or you could dip into anime and animation with like Sailor Moon, Powerpuff Girls, My Hero, Miraculous Ladybug, Astro Boy, One Punch Man. I couldn't think of a ton of video games, but Metroid would be so cool. Nintendo, please. I really want Metroid in the game. I know a lot of these aren't the most popular right now, but we did get a Pirates of the Caribbean collab in 2024, so like anything is possible. And I do still think we're going to get some Marvel stuff this season, especially with Fantastic Four coming out. Like I said previously, we might even be getting a POI for Fantastic Four. I just don't want it to be the whole thing. I don't want it to steal the show. We've already had like 2 Marvel seasons. I think we're good for like a minute, you know? Anyways, that is all of my ideas for next season. I think realistically, like maybe 1 or 2 of these things will come true, but mostly, like I said in the beginning, I just like creating fun talking points and engaging with the community on new ideas for this game. Let me know what you guys want to see next season. Oh, also, if we do not get a Batmobile next season, I'm gonna throw hands. We've had more than enough time. Give me the Batmobile. I don't know how we don't have a Batmobile yet. Like, that's kind of wild. Anyway, if you want to support me, please consider using my supporter creator code in the item shop if you decide to pick up anything. It is Brobotasores. It helps me out so much. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!